If you found your way here, this message is likely for you. This audiobook is called Love Without Confusion, and it wasn't created to convince you of anything. It was created for the woman who feels deeply but keeps questioning herself in love. This preview includes a few chapters from the full audiobook. They're meant to help you slow down, reflect, and begin seeing your patterns more clearly. If something resonates, trust that. There's nothing wrong with you. Most women don't struggle in love because they don't know how to love. They struggle because they were never taught how to love without losing themselves. They were taught to be patient, to be understanding, to give the benefit of the doubt. But they weren't taught how to read consistency, how to honor their intuition, or how to stop making excuses for behavior that doesn't feel safe. This audiobook is about clarity, not closure, because clarity is what brings peace. All right, son, before we go any further, let me say this the right way. This isn't a book about blaming men. It isn't a book about blaming women. And it sure isn't here to make anybody feel comfortable. This is about truth, the kind of truth you usually only hear after life has already taught you the hard way. Most people don't fail at love because they don't care. They fail because they were never taught how love actually works. They were taught feelings. They were taught attraction. They were taught passion. But they were never taught structure. They were never taught responsibility. They were never taught what it takes to keep peace when emotions settle down. So people keep repeating the same cycles, same arguments, same heartbreak, same confusion. And every time it ends, they say the same thing. It just didn't work. But love doesn't just stop working. People stop understanding it. Love was never meant to feel chaotic. It was never meant to feel draining. It was never meant to feel like a battle. When love is done right, it feels steady. It feels safe. It feels clear. This audiobook is a conversation, the kind elders used to have with us when nobody else was around. No noise, no opinions, just lessons passed down so you wouldn't have to learn everything the hard way. Some of what you hear may challenge you. Some of it may confront habits you've been avoiding. And some of it may finally put words to things you felt but never knew how to explain. If you're listening to this, it means you want more than confusion. You want clarity. You want peace. You want something that lasts. So take your time, listen slow, and don't just hear these words, apply them. Because hard times teach what easy times hide. And it's time we talk about love without confusion. Why love feels so confusing today. All right, son, let me talk to you plain for a moment, the way elders used to talk to us. No sugarcoating, no trying to sound clever, just truth. Love wasn't always this confusing. People didn't always feel this exhausted trying to be close to one another. Somewhere along the way, we stopped learning about relationships from people who built strong homes and started learning from feelings, trends, and opinions from folks still figuring themselves out. Confusion enters when there's no structure, when expectations aren't spoken, when roles aren't understood, when feelings are allowed to lead instead of principles. That's how two people who care about each other end up hurting each other without meaning to. Most people don't enter relationships with bad intentions. They enter them unprepared. They don't know what's required of them, and they don't know what they should expect from the other person. So they react instead of respond. And reactions don't build stability. We're living in a time where effort is optional, accountability is offensive, and discipline is mistaken for control. People want love to feel good all the time, but they don't want to do the work that keeps love steady. So what happens? Love turns into confusion. Attraction turns into arguments. Feelings turn into frustration. Love without structure turns into stress. Love without direction turns into resentment. Love without clarity turns into exhaustion. This audiobook isn't here to shame anyone. It's here to slow you down and give you clarity. Because love, when done right, doesn't feel chaotic. It feels calm. It feels safe. It feels steady. And if love in your life feels confusing, draining, or unstable, it's not because you're broken. It's because something important is missing. We're going to talk about what that is. Hard times teach what easy times hide. Roles, order, and why they matter. All right, son, listen close to this part. Relationships work best when roles are clear. Confusion ruins homes faster than cheating, money problems, or outside interference. When nobody knows who's responsible for what, resentment grows quietly. People start feeling overworked, unseen, unappreciated. And resentment doesn't always announce itself. It shows up as sarcasm, as withdrawal, as constant arguments over small things that aren't really small. A man's role has always been provision, protection, and leadership. And I want you to hear this clearly. That doesn't just mean money. Money matters, but provision also means direction, stability, being dependable, emotional control. A man is supposed to be the calm in the room, not the storm. When pressure shows up, people should feel steadier because you're present, not more anxious. Leadership starts with self-control. A woman's role has always been nurture, support, and influence. And don't get that twisted. Influence is powerful. A woman can shape the emotional climate of a home without raising her voice. Her energy matters. Her respect matters. Her presence matters. Men and women are equal in value, but different in design. Different strengths, different instincts, different responsibilities. Trying to erase those differences doesn't create fairness. It creates imbalance. Order doesn't limit love. It protects it. A relationship without order becomes a tug of war. A relationship with order becomes a partnership. This isn't about control. It's about clarity. When roles are respected, love has room to breathe. Hard times teach what easy times hide. As you listen, you may recognize moments where you gave more than you received, where you stayed longer than you should have, where you questioned your worth instead of someone else's effort. That awareness isn't weakness. It's the beginning of self-trust. And self-trust changes everything. Chapter 3, Respect Before Romance, 6 to 8 minutes. Let me tell you something old school but true. Love grows where respect lives, not the other way around. Feelings come and go. Attraction changes. Romance fades and returns. Emotions shift with stress, money, health, and seasons of life. But respect is built by behavior, by consistency, by how someone shows up when it's inconvenient. Men need respect to love freely. Women need security to support willingly. When either one breaks down, the relationship starts leaking. You can't disrespect a man daily and expect him to stay soft. You can't be unstable and expect a woman to feel safe. Respect shows up in tone, in boundaries, in how disagreements are handled, in how you talk about your partner when they're not around, in what you tolerate and what you correct calmly. Romance without respect feels exciting at first, then exhausting. Respect without romance can grow into love. Romance without respect never lasts. If you want peace in your relationship, protect respect like it's sacred. Because once respect is gone, love has to fight uphill. Hard times teach what easy times hide. If you're ready to continue, the full audiobook is available now. You can access Love Without Confusion using the link in the description below. It's a one-time purchase of $9.99 with lifetime access. No pressure, just clarity when you're ready for it. Thank you for listening. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and trust yourself a little more today.